What's going on, y'all? It's your boy CJ100.
You got to is the Fi, and we are the Fi 100
Need y'all do
podcast.
me a favor right fast. Hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, hit that notification bell so you can get all of our content as soon as it drops. With that being said, let's get back to the video. You did. Yes, sir. Back at you with another reaction video.
Yes, sir.
Before we get into this, brother, I wanted to say a couple things. When we talk about child support, this is what this video is going to consist of, people. But when we talk about it, I think a lot of women look at that as men making excuses because they don't want to take care of their children. I can understand that thought process, but I'm in it. And I know other guys that are in it, and it changes your whole perspective when you, quote unquote, behind them fences. You know what I'm saying? It's a whole different battle. And I was always talking about how the power is left up to the mother. Like, you're determined to be a deadbeat by how she feels about you that day and what she feel like she needs from you. So we're gonna play this clip. I don't know the name of the show. I've seen it. I don't watch BET, so I don't know the name of the show. But it's Keisha Knight Polman. Is that her name? Polman?
Yeah. It's I think it's House of Pain. House of Pain, something like that. I think so.
All right, we're gonna get into the video, so let's go ahead and do that.
Hey.
Oh, you came by to get Christian soccer cleats? I'll grab them.
Among other things.
What other things?
I just wanted to stop by before you got the letter.
What letter?
I'm having to ask for an increase in child support.
Why, Miranda? I give you plenty of money.
Plenty is a relative word.
Okay, how much more do you need?
Okay. I want to touch that point right there. She said plenty is a relative word. She is not lying. That is how that system looks at it, bro. Like, for real. Like, you see a lot of kids that are children of athletes and stuff like that, and they'll always talk about what they deserve in their lifestyle and stuff like that, versus it just being a flat rate for what kids need and allowing the parents to do the extra stuff on their own. You know, like the private schools or the sports programs or whatever the case may be. That's kind of how the arguments get made. What you think about that?
Man, I feel like when it comes to stuff like that, I really believe you really don't know about it until you in it. And that's why, like me, I've never been on child support, so I've seen people go through it, so I don't get the full brunt of it. But when I hear conversations like the beginning of that one, it's like, if the child being taken care of, what more do you need? Like, that's the confusing part. And I wish we could talk to like mothers that, you know, be on child support and increase. Because my brother went through a similar situation where his baby mama tried to increase and it backfired on him. He got decreased. So
yeah, and I think it's funny that you even mentioned the fact that you said the child is taken care of. She's at his house to pick up his football cleats or whatever cleats. That lets you know, like, he has space at his dad's house. Like, it's like they don't consider that. It's just what I need because you're not in the home. It's like,
facts.
But what are you doing? Like, well, I remember, I'll go into it more, but let's go ahead, just keep watching.
To cover childcare and to give our son the life that he deserves.
Whoa.
What?
Miranda, where is this coming from all of a sudden? I can't afford to give you any more than I already do.
Calvin, I need help. Okay?
Hey, can you pause it right there?
This extravagant.
So this remind me of some that we said in the choice mother. I, me. I need help, not the child. See, bro, situations like this really be shining the light on the selfishness of some women. And I'm not saying all I hate using disclaimers, but the point is, bro, it's like I need help. But if we co-parenting, what do you need help with? What is the help that you need? Is this help contributing to the child? Because if not, I ain't got shit to do with it.
You said it better than I could. I'm gonna keep going.
Destination wedding? Then you can afford to pay a little more in child support.
I get it. So you read the article about Calvin and me being the couple to watch, and now you want more money. Got it.
All right. Now, one point, because I saw your face and I was thinking the same thing. You can afford this lavish wedding, but can't do an increase. Stop counting my pockets.
Facts.
Don't do that. Don't do that. That's why I hate child support. Because when you go in that courtroom, it's not based off 40 hours. It's like it should be. Like that's the only thing you pretty much guarantee. And with COVID, you ain't even guaranteed 40 these days. But 40, fine. Man, they take into account bonuses. They take into account incentives. They take into account overtime. All of that shit will factor into how much you're paying. And the fact that they count your pockets like that and don't really go into the mothers like that. They just want to know her base income, they done. Like they're not even gonna question most of that shit. So I got where she was coming from. No, I didn't understand why she's counting this man's pockets. But to another point, the wife. Stay out of this, baby. Stay out of this.
Yep.
Stay out of it. Because you're gonna cause more problems that is already there. Like it's gonna get worse with you saying stuff like you saw us on this, and it's like now it's roasted, now it's gonna be a battle. Don't even do that. In real life, you might get your ass slapped for something like that.
Right. And I think, CJ, that's a point too that I think a lot of women haven't been told when they the stepmama or when they the other woman is this situation ain't got nothing to do with you. At the end, it don't matter if you with the guy, it don't matter how much you love him, it don't matter how much you involved with the child. This situation has nothing to do with you. What she should have did was go in the other room. That don't mean you don't care about your man, but they talking about business that don't got nothing to do with you. Like CJ said, in the wrong house, they would have got your ass whooped.
Facts. Like I know for a fact, if I was in a marriage and my ex-wife was told that, bro, I'd be like, all right, going outside. We're gonna be going, you know what I'm saying? Like I had to get proactive before some shit go wrong. But yeah, she's not wrong in where she's coming from. You just out of line. Like it's an order to this shit. He's the mama. I mean, he's the daddy. You're the mom. She's the mama. You're the stepmama. You're third. I'm sorry. In your house, when it's just y'all two, you're second. But outside of that, you gotta play. You gotta just stay in your role unless you get completely out of line with your man, like physically or some shit like that.
Right.
Yep. So, oh my God. Okay, let's keep going.
Excuse me. This conversation is between me and Calvin. Do we need to go somewhere else so we can talk in private?
Oh, now you want to talk. You weren't concerned about talking before you increased the child support, Miranda.
You know what? I don't know what is so hard for you to understand. When I'm working and my schedule changes and I need, and I need you to watch our son, it's a problem. When I ask your family for help, you complain. What am I supposed to do, Calvin?
I want to speak to that right quick. But she talked about when she need him to watch their son, it's a problem. And you know what? I can understand that because I've been on that side of it. But here's another thing about being a father is that you can't say no. Like you can't not have money when they ask for it. You can't not say I can't watch baby girl or baby boy because I got a job to do or I'm out of town or doing something with my wife where I just can't get them right now. That sounds bad sometimes. I get it. But when the shoe is on the other foot, we're supposed to be understanding. And I just think that it's like we don't like it's like black men especially, but men, this happened to a lot of white men I know personally, but it's like they want perfection from the father. And I say that not only from the woman but the system. That's where back child support comes into play. I had an uncle, man, that got his license suspended because he was short $12 on child support.
Damn.
He's a truck driver, so you know how important that license is.
Facts.
So it's like we're expected to be perfect, but even with that being said, that's one point that she made that I can understand because I've been there. Like it's like, well, I can't, and it's frustrating for somebody to say especially if you got something to do that I can't help you right now, or I can't come get my son right now. I can understand that.
I kind of want to just get your take on it. You know, being a father and knowing that we not Superman, but you being asked to be a Superman. Where does the responsibility of the mother come in when it comes to stuff like that? And I'm not saying that the mother not doing everything she can, but I also got to do everything I can as a man too. So how do we balance this out? You know, or is it even a balance? Is it just always gonna lean towards the woman?
I've had conversations about how the system could be fair. And I've come to the realization that it's not supposed to be. When it comes to 50-50 custody, that's not a hard thing to get if you really want it, like from a woman's perspective. But like I was telling you earlier, they figure in both parents' incomes. They figure in time spent with child. What you hear about a lot of guys that want to be with their kids is that their child is kept away. That is so when you go in that courtroom and they ask about how much time you spend with your child, that's factored into the amount of child support you pay. And they'll play games with your child and saying you can't get her or him. And basically what will happen is the judge will ask you, how often do you have the child? If you're honest, you'll say whatever, every other weekend, maybe once or twice in a week. And you'll tell them, but I want more, she won't let me. They don't care about that. What do you have? And if you have every other weekend, once or twice a week, that's not a lot of time. That's like, if you do, I think it's 2 days a week, every other week, it's like 80 days a year, 85 days a year. So if you got 85 and she got like 200 something, she's gonna blow you out the fucking water with time spent with child. Therefore, they're gonna balance that shit out with the money. And that continues to happen. 50-50 is, and I haven't looked the stats up on this, but I would probably bet that 50-50 custody is probably granted 30% of the time, maybe. It's not happening because they don't really want that. They don't want that until the court papers are in order. I went through that, not to disrespect my ex-wife or whatever, but I went through that. Like, after the stuff was done, it's like, okay, now you can get them more. So it's a game that they play. So I don't see it changing because it's too beneficial for women. And I understand the nature of women and want things to be their way. So I would be unrealistic to say it needs to change. It does, but I mean, it's beneficial to the system.
It's big business, and I think it also go to the underlying statement that men ain't nothing. So if I can prove to y'all that men ain't nothing by keep pushing this in your face, keep showing you that, hey, these group of guys don't do nothing for their kids, that's what turns off more, or not turns off, that's what lights and keeps the fire burning that black men and black women can't get together. And to me, I don't believe that's true. I believe it's more of it's being more publicized and televised than it gotta be.
Right.
But at the same time, I believe women gotta want to give up this system. But it's too many incentives. Of course.
And that's why it's like I used to be really upset with women when it came to this conversation. But then I just started to understand the nature of women. That's why I don't fight it's not about fighting a woman no more. Like, that's why I've signed petitions. I've went to custody hearings that wasn't even my custody hearing, signed custody petitions in Nashville. So, I mean, I do what I can to fight the system because at the end of the day, women don't have to take it. True. And we have conversations about that too. We'll probably have more conversations going forward. But the main point is it's the system and it's outdated. As the lead attorney. Go ahead.
But I was just going to say, what human being wants to give up power? Free power. I can't necessarily blame women, but I agree with you 100%, bro. It's when you look at how a lot of women are wired anyway, they want things to go their way. Then you got a big government entity pushing you towards that way, giving you incentives towards that way. It's hard to take that. Would men take it? I think men are a lot more logical. But I do believe it would be some men if we was in the same position. You know what? Yeah, I'm gonna go ahead, run this.
I think it would be a lot less men. Because the way men are wired, women and that women are meant to be provided for. That's why it's like it's a conflict of interest between both of like the man that they used to care about or have a child with and what their child needs versus like I don't have to do much to get this money guaranteed to me, or whatever amount a month. And not everybody gets a whole lot of money, so I get it. Like the women that's getting $150 a month, like this ain't a conversation for you really. But the guys that I always say this, bro, the difference between me and a deadbeat dad or a dad that is not doing what he's supposed to do is the amount of child support we pay. That's it.
Wow, that's crazy.
We treated the same in that courtroom. So it just is what it is.
So, bro, I wanted to bring up another point right quick, and I saw this in another conversation around child support, and it was a young lady saying that child support ain't foolproof because the man might not be coming through with the payments. And my pushback to that was, but the man is still being penalized more than you because if he ain't making the payments, he gonna suffer consequences. The only consequences you suffering is not getting the money, but you can find ways to make more money. If my license gets suspended, go ahead.
Like I understand what she's saying, but what they don't seem to understand and just brush off, and I think it's because it's not happening to them, of course, is my credit is affected by child support. That's on my back pay is on my credit report right now, and it's never going off until it's completely paid off. And we talking about somebody that started with a $18,000 back pay day one. So yeah, now I done got it down significantly, but the facts are that shit stays on my credit report. That's number one. And think of it like this. I know plenty of single mothers that have a man on child support, and also, so you know how you got a bill and you want an extension on it? You can't really do that when you're on child support.
I don't think so, my boy.
You have to be perfect, and if you're not, okay, you can't pay it. It's still getting charged to you, and it's going to your back pay. And if it gets too far behind, up to their discretion, they can suspend your license. They can revoke a passport. They can stop you from getting a weapon. Like my issue ain't never just necessarily been the payment. It's the parameters of shit around child support that locks you into a system. Like I am in a system, bro. Like they know where I live. They know where it's a whole different level of like them. They intruding on my privacy, bro. Like I don't get to be I can't be a person that can make a mistake. Like I have to be mistake free. Now I'm going through some things now where I still make mistakes, but I paid up a certain amount that gave me some cushion. But even with that, when you do that, all the woman will do is say, but I need this and I need that. It's always tied to what they feel like the child need. And that was an important part when she said, you don't want to give your child the better life because your life has gotten better. It's like, how do you know he wouldn't? And how do you know he wouldn't? Like, his child would get that when he's with him.
Right.
His life will get better when he's with him. When he needs a car, you don't think if he's a millionaire, he gonna get his son a nice car? Stop it. You know he will. But you want your peace.
Yep. That's what it be, my guy. I think more than anything, that clip that we showed shows more of the dynamics. Now, I'm not saying every case like that, but we know personally more cases like that than the other way. So
facts.
I just believe that at the end of the day, bro, we in a world now, we in a system now where it's incentivized to be doing this. But bro, this one of the reasons. Go ahead.
No, I just said
I was just gonna say, we've been black women have been incentivized for these things to occur. And I think that's one of the things for us, bro. That's why Black Father February is so important. to tell our story, tell our struggles, show y'all how we view these things. And CJ said he ain't even against the child support. It's the system part of the child support that he against. And I'm with my brother 100%. So, so y'all, on that note, we gonna wrap this thing up. So for your guy Tez the Fire,
your guy CJ 100, we are the 5100 podcast. You did. Two G's.